Are you tired of feeling like you're not being heard or you're misunderstood by your healthcare provider? Do you want to take control of your health and well-being? My name is Angela Simpson, and today we're going to be breaking down some of the barriers about women's health. I would call myself a middle-aged female at this point. I'm having changes and shifts with my hormones personally, and I have had hormone imbalance on and off for many years, even when I was young. And so it did prompt me to go into this area of work. And I first had this line of work in conventional medicine, conventional health, and then I moved into the functional area because I found that it was more satisfying. So it's not necessarily a straight line to success, but one difference between the conventional and functional area as well is we are working primarily with lifestyle to help you improve your health. So we're working with nutrition primarily, but beyond that, we're also looking at other lifestyle approaches. And the conventional approach doesn't tend to do this as much. It's looking more at management of symptoms through medications, or other techniques. Sometimes they're even surgical, that kind of thing. So there is a time and a place to use both, but functional medicine certainly can help you develop a plan more for lifelong health and healing. So I came into this passion of helping females rebalance their health through functional medicine was definitely initially through my own health concerns. I had a lot of imbalances with my health actually when I was young in university. I was really sick and had low energy a lot of the time. And as I worked with more and more women, of course, I worked with men and everyone in my practice for a period of time, but I started to focus more on women's health because that really was where my passion was for helping females start to learn how they could rebalance their health and wellness. So from there, I really did help women beyond what I could do considerably with conventional medicine in the functional medicine approach. And that's really what brought me into doing this full time now. I really don't use my conventional practice much anymore at all. It's basically 100% in the functional medicine dome because I had such better success rates with helping women really start to understand what's going on in their bodies and get a solution through a lifestyle approach that can be lasting lifelong. That's what makes us female. But they're all on the decline, whether we like it or not. And they do definitely accelerate how quickly they decline as we get into our 40s and early to mid 50s. And we do get to that point where they decline enough, especially the female sex hormones, where women transition into menopause. So this can be for some women, actually many women in the world we live in, the society we live in, the symptoms. Some things that women may not necessarily outwardly complain about, but when I ask them and probe them for the question, it's very often the case, is many women have lowering or non-existent sex drive. They have very low libido and they notice it's kind of dropped off a cliff as they get into their 40s and 50s. And it is impacting their relationships, their ability to have connection, intimacy, and it really can have a negative impact on their life. So this is also an area of health that I do want to bring more attention to. It's still in this era even is something that is not talked about as much as it really should be with females. And we have to get more comfortable with it. And some of the top symptoms that I see for females as we have these shifts and changes in the hormones are changes to our mood, changes to our energy levels, and definitely changes to our weight is a very common one. And many females do report that they don't feel like they're doing anything different than they used to do, yet these symptoms are coming up for them. And they try different things, and despite what they try, they can't seem to gain success. Many women do try going in deficits. They try and exercise, more, exercise harder, and to their dismay, often they're not having those physical changes to their body that they're hoping for and that they may have gotten when they did that type of strategy in their 20s or early 30s. There is a different approach that we need to address these symptoms. So not just the weight, but the energy levels, they're often very tied in, and as well as the mood changes. Many women have lower moods. They have more irritability. It can be in timing with your cycle, but it may not be. It may just be more all the time. So we need to do the proper lab testing to understand where the imbalances are in the body with these top three concerns. And very often it does have to do with us not having the nutrition to the systems of our body that help keep these areas balanced. And it may not necessarily mean that you're not eating the right type of diet. There can be some systems in the body that over a lifetime start to get out of balance. And we need to actually dig deeper beyond nutrition to help you rebalance and recalibrate these systems so that you can restore your energy, you can rebalance your weight. It's not as simple as just calories in, calories out once you get into your 40s. Some things that women may not necessarily outwardly complain about, but when I ask them and probe them for the question, it's very often the case, is many women have lowering or non-existent sex drive. They have very low libido and they notice it's kind of dropped off a cliff as they get into their 40s and 50s. And it is impacting their relationships, their ability to have connection, intimacy, and it really can have a negative impact on their life. So this is also an area of health that I do want to bring more attention to. It's still in this era even is something that is not talked about as much as it really should be with females. And we have to get more comfortable with it. And we have to understand that this is a common concern and it's something that can be helped through functional medicine as well. That's definitely something. And another area, because of my conventional health background, that I'm very interested in helping women with is helping them understand how to keep their pelvic floor balanced as they move into the transition into menopause. So many women actually also struggle with what's called urinary frequency or even urinary incontinence. And this shift actually can get worse as females transition into menopause. And so again, people don't want to talk about this stuff. People don't want to talk about the fact that they're leaking urine, uncontrollably, or they're getting up 3-4 times in the night or more to have to go to the washroom. Women don't want to have to talk about this stuff. They want to just kind of pretend it's not there, brush it under the rug. Some women even wear padded underwear and such during the day so they just don't have to deal with it. But I want to let women know that there is a solution for this as well. And a lot of it does involve functional medicine strategies, and I have the ability to help you get there. Thanks for joining me today. If you found this video helpful and you want to learn more about taking control of your health, hit that follow button now. For a personalized approach to your health, please reach out to me directly. I am here to listen and guide you and support you every step of the way to get and maintain your health for the long term. Remember that health is wealth, and together we can make a difference if we work together. You can make a connection with me, and you can continue by making sure that you click that follow button now, and I can't wait to see you in the next videos from here on forward.